Hello everybody, this is the Guru to you speaking again. Today I want to show you a free energy generator that works without any moving parts. Charles Flynn wanted to use permanent magnets to produce electricity without any moving parts. For this, he decided to use a weak electromagnet to manipulate the permanent magnetic field of the permanent magnets. To achieve this manipulation of the permanent magnetic field, Charles Flynn had the idea to place two permanent magnets into an iron core loop on which different coils are attached. As you can see in the picture, there are two sets of coils used to produce electricity. First, you have the coil L1. This one is only powered by a weak current to only produce a weak magnetic field. The coils L3, these are used to catch the magnetic flux of the permanent magnets to induce electricity. This picture shows the magnetic flux of the permanent magnets while coils L1 are not powered. You can see the magnetic flux running from north to south through coil L3 and not running through coil L1 on both sides of the iron loop. Now let me show you what happens when coil L1 is powered. Let us first have a look at the top picture. Coil L1 is powered and produces a weak magnetic field. This one is enough to force the magnetic field of the permanent magnets into a different direction. Suddenly, both magnetic fluxes want to go to one side of the iron loop, where you can find one coil L3. And the right side, where coil L3 is also placed, there is no magnetic flux at all. Now, if we change the polarity of the power that supplies coil L1, the magnetic field produced by coil L1 will change in the opposite direction and also force the magnetic flux of the permanent magnets into the opposite direction, as you can see in the middle of this picture. And as we all know, a changing magnetic field can be used to produce electricity. Now, if we repeat changing the polarity powering coils L1, we can always change the flux of the magnetic fields of the permanent magnets. And by picking up the changes of the magnetic flux using the coils L3, we gain electricity that we can harvest, excess energy. Now all there is left to do is to build a circuit that can power the coils L1 with an AC current, and a circuit how to utilize the produced energy by the coils L3. After researching different circuits that can provide these functions, I have decided to show you the following two because of different reasons which I will comment as we go on. Now let me show you the result of my research. On the right side you can see the powering circuit. In the middle of the picture there is the power producing circuit. And on the right side there is the circuit that utilizes the produced electricity into a useful current. As you may notice, the powering circuit and the circuit that utilizes the produced power are connected, and this is one reason why I decided to use these two circuits. I understand that the quality of the picture you are seeing now is not good. This is because of converting the picture to video. To help you to see the circuit in a higher quality, I will split up the total circuit into 3 separate pictures that I'm going to introduce to you now. And for everybody who is not satisfied by this method, can send me his email address via YouTube so I can send him this picture in a high quality. First, let me show you the powering circuit. This circuit was invented in 1913 by Alexander Meissner. I have already used this circuit in my HHO video. What this circuit mainly does is to change a DC input current into a high frequency AC current. For more information on how this circuit works, please watch my other video, Self-Powering Resonant Circuit. The coil L2 you can see in this picture still belongs to the powering circuit. The magnetic field of coil L1 induces electricity in coil L2 to switch the transistor in the powering circuit to on, and so provides new energy into the circuit between L1 and the capacitor. And now let's have a look at the circuit, how to utilize the produced energy. The current produced by the coils L3 is an AC current. So what we do now is to change this AC current into a DC current. For that we can use a regular AC to DC transistor block. Now that we have a DC output, we can use this one to first power the powering circuit, and second, the excess energy we can use for whatever we like. By changing the amount of windings that the coils L3 have, we can change the voltage produced by them. I think it is best to try to reach 12 volts DC output, because 12 volts is a standard voltage that can be used in many ways. First of all, our powering circuit requires 12 volt input. Second, many HHO cells are built to use 12 volts. And third, many power converters run on 12 volt input. Depending on the power converter you use, you can achieve 110, 220 volts, no problem. As you can see, the output is powering the input. To stop the generator producing power, it is necessary to have a switch between the output and the input. Also, I have added a small LED with a resistor that you can actually see when the power is on. Maybe you already noticed that we still have one problem left to solve. How do we start the generator? Where does the first impulse of energy come from? Of course, you could use a battery to start the generator, but my goal was to create a generator that is completely self-independent, not in need of any power supply of any kind. To achieve this independence, I had the idea to use a piezo element that you can find in every electric lighter, and combine this one with a normal coil. This coil that is attached to the piezo element must be placed close to the coils L1. The piezo element is able to produce a small amount of electricity that is enough for the coil to produce its own electromagnetic field. This magnetic field can influence the permanent magnetic flux, as the coils L1 would do when they are provided with power. This small starting impulse is enough to manipulate the magnetic flux of the permanent magnets, and so electricity is induced into the coils L3, and this energy can be used to power the input. And so the generator is on and produces electricity. And once again, I claim no copyright on this video or the information provided by it. Please feel free to spread it as far as possible, hopefully making this world a better place for us all. Thank you.